as I said, we're recording this before the Miami game. We got a little bit of news coming over the waiver wire. Actually, no, it's not the waiver wire. Coming over the news wire. And that news is Frank Ntilikina. Frank Ntilikina can't seem to get on the basketball court, but seems to be doing something outside because he is out tonight thanks to health and safety protocols. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, you know that anytime an NBA player is out because of health and safety protocols, as I pull up the actual tweet here, the Knicks announced this, by the way, and then a few different beat writers tweeted it out. You know that health and safety protocols means that there is a potential COVID exposure, or exposure to someone who might have been exposed to COVID, or exposure to somebody who might have been exposed to somebody who might have been exposed to COVID. I don't know how many different degrees of separation there are involving this stuff, but we did get some clarification from Steve Popper, and that was confirmed by Ian Begley, which says, according to a source, Ntilikina did not test positive for COVID. He is subject to contact tracing, which means he was in close proximity of someone with a positive test outside of the Knicks organization. Now, this, of course, raises some questions because, as you may or may not have seen a few weeks ago, as the game postponements and cancellations were increasing, we saw the league hand down some sturdier and more stringent rules in regards to what you are allowed to do, and more importantly, what you are not allowed to do when you are at home, preparing for a game in your home city or arena, and what you're allowed to do just as importantly, and perhaps more importantly, on the road. So obviously the Knicks are on the road. They're in Miami. Nothing like when an alarm goes off in the middle of recording a live thing. And when your light falls off your laptop, batting 1,000 here. So I don't know what Frank Ntilikina did, but it sounds like he did something he wasn't supposed to do, or got it on with someone who wasn't doing what they were supposed to do. I don't know. We haven't been given any specifics. And I think it would be wrong of me to engage in baseless speculation about why Frank, is in contact tracing. Although it is interesting that in many of these cases that we've seen come across, the news desk, that's what I was looking for before. It's been like several players that have been like not available. So we'll see if there's any new, if you're a Knicks fan, like your first concern is like, is this going to like shut down our season for a period of time? Because as we saw with Memphis, they were the first one and there hasn't been one since. The league is just starting to shut down whole teams for periods of time, as opposed to making them play with a decimated squad. So we don't want that. For as much as everybody may complain about Elfrid Payton's playing time, I don't think anyone wants the Knicks to shut down the season. So hopefully it doesn't lead to that. If it is indeed just Frank, then of course that raises the other questions about like, all right, well, what was he doing? Why wasn't he just kind of sticking with the team? Who was he with? Why was he, it's like, it's not a great, well, I don't know. I was going to say it's not a great look, but again, that would be baseless speculation. And here at the Knicks Film School YouTube channel, and Knicks Film School Podcast Network and Knicks Film School newsletter, we don't engage in baseless speculation, obviously. So I'm not going to say anything more than that. I hope it's not him. I hope he's all right. Obviously, that first and foremost. Although it sounds like, I guess, again, he did not test positive, so I'm sure he's fine. But let's hope it just stays there. And thankfully, it's not someone that's actually part of the rotation. That might sound a little harsh, but it's kind of where we're at these days.